Welcome to the album book club review of World War Me by King ISO. Today's featured guest is fellow shooters, Trust Shooters, aka Gangstertron, and Too Cold 26, aka Bruce.
Shout out to that Bruce gang. So there's three tiers. You got banger, you got depends, and you got the deep songs. Spoiler alert, there's only one deep song. We'll get to it. Oh, and then there's also one that has its own classification. So overall in the album,
What song is that?
wait, here you go. So
All right, we'll get to it.
So track one, Requiem, banger. You got Chop Liver, banger. You got
Banger.
My First Body is
My
a
First
depends
Body.
song. Then you got World War
Man,
Me.
My First
That's
Body's the shit.
it depends though, cause what the subject matter is, man. It go either way. It's just
The
depends.
subject matter's fire, because whenever I read My First Body, whenever I read the title, I was like, oh, it's going to be like a spiritual journey. But I was like, nah, he's talking about catching his first body. It's like, okay, I can feel it.
Hang on.
But we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Yeah, jeez, he's ready to talk about it though. That's nice. Let's go. Then you got track 4, World War Me. That's a banger. Then you got 6, GI, so it's not even close. That's a banger. Then you got Training for Battle. That's a
Training for
fucking
Battle.
super banger. Then you got I Declare War. I gave that towards the banger side. Then you got Manic.
Manic.
You can bang it. But it still depends though, because of what the subject matter is.
Yeah,
the Taliban's
going,
is just
man,
Taliban's ain't even
Taliban,
fair.
Taliban.
Like that's a super mega banger. That's the top banger of the album. If you're gonna bang one of them, you gotta start there. That shit just gets you hype. Then you got track 12, Warzone goes into the Depends, AWOL goes into the Depends, Dog Tag goes into the Depends, Weekend Dad goes into the Deep. I don't think you can bang that. That's something you really just gotta listen to headphones, and that's what.
Yeah,
you listen to.
that's a deep one.
Well, yeah, that's a deep one.
Apparent Absence is deep as well.
Well, I actually hang on. You skipped one.
It
Oh, no, you didn't
goes
say.
hard, but the subject matters. So I guess you can put that.
I put it
into
in
the
Depends.
one.
We'll get to why. I know what you're saying, but I got it. The 17 Trophy Love, it goes into its own classification. I agree with Bruce. I'm not really sure about the song, but I don't hate it. I'm telling you, we'll get to it. I got a good take on it.
All right.
That's why I said, this review's gonna be decent. I got some things, dude. I really studied this well. Like, I got some funny shit. You wait for this, man. It's gonna be a good one. I'm telling you. What do we got? Youth in America 18. That's Depends. 19 is Depends. Jealous. We'll get to that one. 20, like I said, it depends though. Like you could bang these because the bass and shit. You'll see why when I talk about them. I got notes on them. 20, Folded Flags, bang, and 22. I throw into the bang because it's actually a sneaky banger. The subject matter seems deep and dark, but the verse is pretty good and the bass is super good. So you can kind of throw it into the Depends. What do you think of that one? Huh? Did you see that one coming?
I mean. Like I said, like the other day, I think the last half of the entire album is pretty much mostly deep songs. Like, I would put a lot more songs in the deep end.
That's what I did.
No, because you put most of them in
no, I
Depends.
didn't. Well, sorry, we'll get into it. That's why. Wait for it, bro. You'll see. I'm telling you. I don't want to spoil it. I'm saving it. All right, I'll start with one then. You got Requiem. You know, that's the only feature rapper on the album was N9ne on this.
Yep. And Tech did good. I really like when Tech comes in and when the beat breaks down, but when he starts singing, I kind of want to turn the song off.
Man, I had it
but
as...
it's a great way to introduce the album. Like, you know, the whole...
Yeah.
When he comes in, it's like, yo, you know, it's a real smooth entry point and everything. I don't like Tech's singing part. I think Tech should stick to rapping, but hey, he's an artist. Artist is going to do what he wants to do, so I can't hate on it too much. If anything, I respect him for stepping out of his zone.
I had it
but
as...
I like Requiem.
Oh, you like it?
Yeah.
All right, well, I got it
Not close to my favorite song, but...
I got it as... It was a base... I disagree. I like that he switched it up and did some weird shit on it. It's the thought that counts. It was a perfect Tech verse, basically. I got it as a certified banger. And you got a Karl Marx reference. You got a Vive reference. You got an Anonymous reference on it. You know, there's an Ottoman Empire bar that's fucking fire, man. So you got to shout out to the Ottoman Empires. And also, excellent beat. That beat is dynamic as fuck.
Yeah, that beat's nasty. It's
so that's why I say it's a banger and it's a great intro. It's strange, you know. Most artists always really try to go hard on their first song, and I like that.
Yeah, but
and this is that.
Yeah, he just went slow and steady, and he just picked like a really good fucking pace, and it was just a solid song all around.
I like exactly. Then you got 2 Chopped Liver, which was the first single. So I'd heard it for a while now. So this is the Go Ahead and Spit Fire debut single. That's what this was. I mean, he just fucking, that was the whole point. I mean, even Tech's outro
He ripped
on
it.
it
You know,
was the point.
it's called chopped liver. You know, like
Yeah.
chopping it up.
Perfect beat for it. There's a Malcolm X reference. Certified Chopper. There's a Skits reference on it. Oh, and there's a Clientele Ritz reference. That's not the only Ritz reference throughout the album. He also has a wrong album joke in reference to Tech N9ne. I like that joke. That was funny. And there's a Malcolm in the Middle reference. And I like that bar. So there's a lot of bonus points there.
You know, and anytime you reference Malcolm X, you get points to my life. I love Malcolm
exactly.
X. Like, cool dude.
And then, so here's my favorite part, bro. He says at one point in it, having a critic picking apart a fucking lyric that can't spit a rhyme. So insert me spitting that rhyme.
Let me interject, there seems to be a disconnect because Destiny 2 intersects 2 populations upon the internet. I can chill with Booney on cue, puffing upon the cigarette, and that's why I'm in the game, not for the fame. Sure, the story shouldn't be critically acclaimed, but I'm dealing with Bruce, yeah, we finna get loose. Shout out to Bravo, whipping it in the auto. When he gets home, the fun finna follow. Run it, that's the intro, let's get it poppin'.
And then
Yeah,
he also
yeah.
did stuff too. So I say, boom, hey, I can spit it wrong. So boom, I
So
win.
we can criticize it because I've tried to sing.
And it's never when you are on mine. So tell me why you always tryna block me. Then mute me, then unblock me, then unmute me. Then start this process again. You only play about half the season. The rest you only gold or maybe silver. And it's never when you are on mine. So tell me why you always tryna block me. Then mute me, then unblock me, then unmute me. Then start this process again.
And you rap some bar.
I can really rap though. I was pretty good what I did.
Yeah,
man.
and
I watched it a
freestyled
lot
in the
last
past,
night.
like growing up, just doing
Yeah,
freestyle battles
so-
against dudes.
I think that's even awesomer that we hit a criteria. So boom, we know, boom.
We get it. Like we
Love
ain't
that.
famous for it, but we do it. Like we
We
delved
real
into
reviewers.
to the medium and experienced it.
Hey, we not culture vultures. We actually participate
We
too.
not. We live
choose
that shit.
not to.
We
but-
live that shit.
Exactly. We know how to. And then you go to 3. So this was the first controversial one. You get My First Body, the first curveball. What'd you think of those fire-ass bars with the motherboard and corrupted data? And there's a flurry of PC
I
bars.
like that shit because I'm trying to build a PC. So I was like, hell yeah, but it makes sense because there's those dudes. Not those, but you know when they would say what it takes to kill someone, like it takes a part of you as much as it takes a part of them. So you know, so that's like where like that corruption goes in. You know, PTSD that comes back up in Photo Flags. By the way, you know, it all just the theme rhymes with each other like throughout the entire song. And after listening to Dementia, I definitely thought it was gonna be like My First Body, like I was like reborn type shit. But no, it wasn't. Like that's what threw me for the curveball because I thought it was gonna be something completely different. It's not about him being reborn into his next body. It's about him catching his first body. So that shit, you know, hits different. When I was going through my initial listen through, I thought My First Body was gonna be my favorite song until I got to the second half of
Whoa.
everything. Yeah,
So-
that's how much I like My First Body.
There was a Where the Bitch Is At when he was in the Nut House lyric. And I was like, oh, there was a guy like that when I was
Yeah.
in there. I was like,
Yeah,
damn. I was like, oh,
I like
damn,
that
I know
one
what he's
too,
saying
like-
ain't a lie. That's silly.
Going to the nut house, ask where all the bad bitches at.
Like these dudes. Fucking, that was some weird shit, bro. I put that it was a deep as fuck subject matter, but he even threw in a positive twist and insane reference towards the end, which was, you know, interesting. So after the chorus, there's a reference to Tech N9ne's Trapped in a Psycho Bodies reference, which is truly embodying the music that Tech N9ne laid down in a song 18 years ago. And I say this because I really get some mega Tech N9ne vibes from this album, especially because of these deep cut references that he's doing. And,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm just like, this is what, like, it was interesting. I liked it.
I mean, it's that shit that you were saying. You think he might be the heir to Tech? the
Yeah,
heir
I
to
think so,
Strain.
man. Like I thought it was gonna be JL, and you know UBI and Rec could do it, but they doing their own thing. I thought it could have been Ritz, but he is going to do his own thing. So I think it might be ISO because his dude's doing insane work on this album, and he's like it's and he's like he knows his shit too. It's crazy. Like
because he lived through it. It's that
I know
it's
that's
that
what's
mad,
dope.
like you feel like the genuine like experience from it all from when he talks about this shit. World War Me, you know, that's the title song. It's named after the fucking album. It's a banger.
The first verse, you got a Art of War and a Bone Thugs Harmony reference back to Connected. He's saying he was reading Art of War while listening to Bone Thugs. I was like, oh, that's dope. That's a good fly line. He got a bonus point there.
Yep.
He's got a schizo and bipolar reference in there. That's dope. You know, bonus points.
Big bipolar points from you.
The beat is dark as fuck, but it's excellent beat work, though. I'm telling you, man, this beat's got to be a 10. That's what I wrote, so I'm standing by.
Yeah, especially you know me. I love
the must be really good.
Songs.
His bass, his
the
beats
emo
are.
songs.
Like I said, man, his shit is so fucking dark. I have to palate cleanse. I'm not joking. I had to listen to some AC Alone and some Mayday and some Recognize today to palate cleanse after this album. It's fucking. I stand, but this shit dark. Holy fuck.
It gets dark towards the end, man.
That's
like,
why I said this is.
Like
this is what N9ne. This is what Twisted. Like this is what the elite songwriter dudes do, man. It just sinks you into a hole. It's like, how the fuck are you that good at writing?
One of the things we haven't talked about is like the you know, marching is a menacing sound.
I know you love that part.
That throughout the song. Yeah, because
the whole album gives you that vibe, though,
portion.
and he succeeded at that.
Yeah, exactly. So it's So like, not only does it fit the theme, but whenever you get like you know, I've had to call cadence. You know, I marched for like pretty much an entire year of my fucking life, pretty much, man. So it's like, I know what it's meant to do. It's meant to show like discipline. But more so, like if you hear a bunch of dudes marching, like you know, like everything's in sync. It's no longer you facing one man. You facing them all. So what I get from that is you're not just facing like just King ISO. Like this is like the best of Strange. This is all his emotions. Like, it ain't just him. Like you gotta deal with all of him, not part of him.
A lot of inner conflict in it, which becomes a huge theme throughout the album. It is crazy all the shots he takes out of himself.
That's
like,
the whole
dude,
point. That's
some Bruce shit.
Name of the song, World War Me. You know,
some Bruce shit.
Like, it ain't about no one else. It ain't about the rest of the world. It's about him. He's at war with himself. That's the whole point. And you get that from Dementia. So it's like this album's a fucking sequel at this rate.
Also, the excellent beat work at the end of the second verse. Oh, it's because he has that chick singing in the end too. It sounds really nice at the end. Comes together real well. And just also that there's no need to unpack this song. It's a really good song you should just listen to.
G.I.S.O. That is, for me, that's top banger. Like, when that fucking chorus comes in, it's like, G.I.S.O. G, you know, like, you can't get better than that, man. Like, I love when shit breaks down. It's just, you know, the best flavors are the ones you can dissect quickly, you know? Like, it is pure, it's I don't know if I want to call it raw, but it's really good. I love, like, G.I.S.O. was the shit.
This song's a breath of fresh air, because after that for real darkness, so it was nice to get back into a fun song. I said it was fun as fuck beat work, but you get his patented flow. There's a what's up reference in it that's fire. Shout out to Budweiser for coming up with that. You gotta look that up. It holds up, man. Good shout out to Budweiser. They did a good job.
They make shitty beer, though.
Yep, horse piss. And there's a bar where he says he's cold. So I was wondering how you felt about that.
You mentioned the cold. You mentioned winter. Like, you're talking about harsh shit. It's the harsh that don't really care. You know, it don't give a fuck about anything. Like, it's just there, and it's a fact of life. Like, the winter's gonna come. We all know when it's gonna come. But every year you always hear like, man, I can't wait till the easy season come. I can't wait for summer. Like, next song, TFB, Training for Battle. Listen to that shit. Well, I was going to get my wife's new mic today. And,
had to.
You know, yeah, that's a real good banger. To your point yesterday, the fucking Duel of Fates, like the to introduce it, the fucking
Star
chorus.
Wars I told you.
Yeah, you know, I'm a big Star Wars nerd.
Me too.
Damn,
that shit just sounds epic. I so filthy with the beat work. I be told, like, his beat work is like not like they're shitty beats. They're top tier beats, like any other dude's top tier. Like I put them up against anybody's. It's insane. They're not phoned in. They're way better than Hobson's. This is the real point.
Yeah, And the fact that it's literally a song about taking care of yourself, you know, going to the gym. It's like, we don't go to the gym. My bad. It's not about going to the gym. It's about training for battle. Excuse me.
The beat's nasty
Yeah,
as fuck. It's a workout and eating healthy song. I mean, that's like 12 out of 10.
And even at some point in the song, don't he even talk about, like, yeah, like, even though you take care of your mental self, you got to make sure you take care of your physical self, too. It's like full spectrum dominance type shit.
So I said, like, there's like, this is what you need in your, if a dude's making an album, they better say this shit. Like, this is like check marks and shit. Like, this is what you gotta do. They all do it. Like, all the top tier ones. Like, the weightlifting sounds sprinkled in, sound dope as fuck.
Yeah, because like people think I'm crazy because I love the weight of the chains moving. I felt that because you know why? My headphones broke, so I couldn't listen to music when I go work out. So all I listened to was the weight of the fucking plates moving.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Fuck yeah!" And people think you crazy when you go to the gym without headphones. He's like, "What the fuck is this man doing?" People be making jokes saying that if you go to the gym without headphones, you're not just training for anything. Like, you training to avenge somebody's death. So that's where I get that whole training for battle shit from. Yeah, man. I that line. Oh, I love that. 'Cause I was like, hell yeah, man. I ain't got headphones anyway. I gotta listen to the weight moving.
Excellent beat and flow. There's a Joe Rogan, but it's a Fear Factor reference, but it's still a Joe Rogan reference at some points.
Yeah, I do remember that Joe Rogan reference.
He still gets in a wrist-cutting reference bar. So that's funny. And
take care of your physical self.
And it's just an insane motivational fucking speaking in a song. Like, it's just like, it just does what it's supposed to do to get you wanted to do something, go exercise. It's just perfect. He nailed that.
I also talk about veterans, mental health, and working out on the same album.
Like this is why I say, like, the top tier rappers are equal to a novelist. Like, it's not even close. Like, the diversification.
We talked about that yesterday. I didn't get
not
theme
close.
when I was reading books, but I get the theme when we talk about ISO.
From a top tier dude, they're writing. You can put it up against anybody. Like, Immortal Technique equals anybody that writes about anything like it through history. It's like they're. Because he's doing it in a song, like he's doing more with it, you know, in a different medium. It's just like, it's bonus points. So the shit ISO's doing with this song is just, you know, game breaking. Basically, is how I phrase it. Right?
Yeah, it is, because I've never really heard a song about working out, and I never thought I would like a song that's about, you know, working out. Like, I legitimately like.
Because like I said, it's a gangster song about doing it. It just is weird. It's a gangster rap song about working out that works. It's like it's all about being tough and macho through it. But you know, it's ISO, so it's always got vulnerability mixed in it. Some shots somehow, like I said, with the wrist cutting. 8.
I declare war.
Oh, you do?
Nah,
Shit.
but I declare war. That, you know, that's another banger. That's the one that I had on my phone way before this album came out. Because I thought it was just that good. I declare war. It's fitting that it comes after training for battle. Because he's like, now that I got my mind, my money right, I got everything right. After I have trained for battle, I'm declaring war. It's like, it's a, you know, there's a certain way you gotta do things, and he's doing it. You know, you don't just go to battle. You don't just declare a war without being ready. See, he trained for this shit. He ready. Like,
True. That's a good point. Like you're saying, though, the album's starting to take shape, though. And we ain't even in the deep songs, but yeah, I mean, it's starting to come all together. So what I got, you ready for this?
Hit me with it.
You guys patented flow, but you got unique beats for diversity that expands the palette. The perfect palette cleanser is what I call this song after training for battle. You come back to this is going to reset you again. Because you got a fresh beat like G.I. So. And the outro, though, where he says, a wise man once said, if you wish for peace, be ready for war. So, I mean, you know, boom. I mean, he nails it. So it was like, bro. Like, bam. And that's what I got for that one. You ready for my song?
Yeah, no, we're not.
You got it?
Yeah, fucking man. But by the way, before we get to Manic, you know, there's that skit in there, Gluttony and Greed, and then you get Manic and Taliban's right after that. So even with the skits, like he's setting you up for like the next stage of the album. Like you gotta love it. You gotta love it. But yeah, let's go ahead and get Manic.
That's why it's like a book, because it's going through different chapters.
Yeah. I'm here to tell you, like, whenever I saw the title Manic, and I was like, Aaron gonna love this song. I'm glad that I was right. It's a good song. It's a really good fucking song. And it's another one where, like, it's that like that dark beat, you know, that slow, but he still be spitting on it. Like it's a skill to a high caliber, I think, to be able to mix, you know, that dark gritty shit, but still be able to spit fast as fuck and have it be coherent. You know, I'm not reading a fucking book, but like the words are going across my eyes. I'm not understanding it. Nah, I don't get that. I understand everything that he's saying. It's focus. It's control. It's precise. He trained for battle. say your thoughts. I know you're gonna go in on Manic.
So Manic, so that intro is all I wrote, just that intro. He's sick of this Adam and Eve stuff. So there's an Adam and Eve stuff reference from Christianity Disc. Thank you for that. He's got one where the lyric is, if heaven is real like Palestine. I was like, fucking killing it, bro. He's throwing in foreign politics in his album. Better than Bernie Sanders. I ain't shitting on him. You got a banging beat, chopping bridge. He chops on that bridge, it kills it. The answer is yes to the hook, and there's a Pangea and a Kaepernick reference, and I thank him for making this song. You know, it's good to have this out there for people. You know, bonus points, you know.
I knew Mag was gonna be your song.
And the beat's good too, you know. That banging beat, man. He's one of the producers where it's like, man, where is the bass? Like, I'm just listening. Where the bass at? Like, it's gonna be a great song. Because the way the bass is. Because he uses the bass for storytelling later in the slower songs. You ready for Taliban's? Track 11?
Yeah, I'm gonna let you talk about Taliban's is your shit.
This is the Omega fun song, but still kill dudes, like the intro. The beat isn't even fair, as you got mad slick wordplay throughout it. That modern day slaves with a master plan bar, not even fair. I feel that times 60. That's my shit. You got the whole ass like
That's that
snug
essential
brim.
How's it feel being essential personnel? I guess we both are.
Whoa, true. You got the whole ass like snug brim. I got a Scatterman. Man, I love a good fucking slug brim and Scatterman. Cause in Halo 4 you had the scatter shot shotgun. We call it the Scatterman shotgun. So, you know, there was that. There's a Genie from Aladdin reference. You know, shout out Robert Williams. You got the fucking that perfect beat, flow, lyric combo song when it all comes together. You got the Machu Picchu reference, people being programmed bar, and there's a Pichu reference, I guess. So, you know, going super
Pichu?
deep into the poke, not Pikachu, but Pichu. Like what?
Pichu.
So, but banger, dude. This is my number one banger, right? Number one seed banger. This one, like. If you're gonna start on the album somewhere, start here on a fun song, because the dark shit gonna consume you. Like Bruce, man, you gotta start the light
coming
stuff.
up. It's coming up. You know? All the dark shit's coming up. It's almost here.
So we got number 12, Warzone. To start off, we got the lyric. Could the opinion of all the rebels be popular? I feel that lyric so hard. That's so gangster shit right
I
there.
think we both. I've been calling for the boogaloo. It's gonna happen eventually. I don't even think it's like a win point. An if point, it's a win point. I mean, you got dudes in Italy literally storming grocery stores, stealing everything, being like, "Hey, I can't afford to eat, so here I am, just stealing shit." And they brought in cops to fucking defend the grocery stores as a show of power, and then also it takes dudes to bring guns to be like, "I want to eat more than this cop wants to protect all the food."
Whoa.
What?
So
Gosh. Somewhere I heard this from somewhere where it was like it wasn't true, but I get the sentiment behind it is like the rebels are always right or some shit like that.
whoa.
It was something like that. I can't remember where it's from, but I was like, that's wrong, but I get where it's coming from.
Whoa,
Like,
I don't know what you're
if
talking
someone's
about. I don't stand by this.
I ain't trying to get sniped by the feds, so let me shut it down.
Whoa. So actually, there's a second part though. It's could the opinion of all the rebels be popular for change that was not enough? That's a Obama dig. So that means I think he knows his politics. Like I said, suck it, Bernie Sanders. Like he knows this shit. Suck it. So, you know, he's not like he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Like when Ritz does I'm socially conscious. He actually knows this shit. So it's dope. So here we go, bro. This is the one, man. I hope you're ready for this one because I don't know the answer. I got a guess on what it was, but we'll get to it. So he has a lyric where it goes, Israel like 85, I told the homie, free Palestine. So when you look up 1985 in Israel, there's some shit, but I think I found what it was, and so here sit this one on here, and he gets mega bonus points. This is Memorial Technique shit, but it's really cryptic though, which is the hard part, which makes it fun, which is kind of why they always say, like, yeah, man, it's... So you got July 1st, 1985, Israel capitalism was born, the socialists went bankrupt. Boom. But that's all I really got. I couldn't find any more information, so I couldn't dig into it more, so it's just kind of on the face value.
Yeah, and
you don't know that one,
Palestine a lot, which I think is...
Yeah, I know.
He does Palestine a lot, which is fitting, because, you know,
yes,
the
we
whole World War,
global.
it was a couple, you know, I'm not even gonna say a couple years, it's still like a thing where, like, dude, the whole Palestinian conflict... that shit was like, that was like the whole, oh shit, we're gonna go into World War III thing before like this shit with Iran happened and we killed their general.
And then he's got a lyric where, war with the physical now, it was a bar about knowledge getting shot like Columbine, so, because like teachers got shot and so it was knowledge.
Hey, well, you know, it's another one of those things I was like, oh shit, where I go through the stage, I see the song and I'm like, oh, AWOL, I was like, what is this gonna mean? Is this about, you know, him leaving like his old crew or some shit? Like, you know, where's it gonna go? But again, another curveball for me. It's not about really anyone leaving him per se, but you know, like we talked about, it's more about like his feelings leaving him and how he puts a wall to protect himself. And
that hook,
like, I feel like I'm going to AWOL.
His hook game
so
is
I keep
lyrical,
putting up AWOL.
but they are good though. I will say that.
Yeah.
They're very catchy, and he can, when he harmonizes or sings or whatever you want to call it, he can do it. He can do it well. It's a fully, he knows how to do it all.
You gotta give that man credit. He does it well. I like the whole the harmonizing shit, but that's just because I'm more into, you know, shit. Like, I thought Jealousy was good, and Jealousy was a song that I...
Whoa, come on, you can't just skip ahead.
My bad. Come
on, that was even harder to talk about. Let's get to that one. Alright, so I said it's fitting that it's the 13th song. There's an Ezel from Friday reference. That's that crackhead that be stealing stuff, like steal the shoes and shit.
Yep.
And, like, so boom, and all those clothes, that lady's clothes.
You just watched Friday.
Yeah, just watched it, so that's one for the good guys, so that's fire. There's Put a Crown on It, CNT reference to Ritz. So that's the second Ritz reference for you keeping score at home. Oh, and I don't know, it's up in the air. You kind of have to ask Corey also maybe. But it probably feels like he either listens to a lot of Ritz or he just connected with him when they hung out. Because, like, their music is somewhat similar as far as the problems inside and shit. So, I mean, like, you know, Ritz did a Basket Case song on one of his albums. So, I mean, like, there is some similarities to their personal sides. And MLK on his first album, Misery Loves Company.
I mean, it's fitting though, because especially if it's probably both, you know, not only did he connect with his music, they probably hung out, you know, maybe they talked about their collective issues, you know, just like some like like a little mini therapy, somebody just, you know, they would just talk about shit, you know, bounce ideas off each other or whatever.
But overall, AWOL's a good song though, but it's a song though. That's kind of the real point though. It's not go hard banger song. It's more of an actual, like, there's something going on there song. He's doing singing and stuff to build with it.
Yeah, the bit. This is where
changes.
The songs really start hitting with me.
That's a great point.
This is it. This is it.
Was it the point though that this happens because he went to the war zone then after stacking those Taliban's? He went manic, so then he made that money. Then he went to war, but now he's going crazy. And then, and then the next one, so it's wow, it's a good point, Dad. Glad you're here.
You know, it's all taking shape.
Number 14, dog tags.
We almost there.
Oh, wait.
We almost to the real ones, man. So yeah, dog tags, and it's really good because, you know, I feel like DMX where my dog's at. From when I was younger, I loved that song, man. That was my shit back when I lived in the Oak Cliff, man. And like a lot of these songs, dog tags ties in to it foreshadows another song where I'm not gonna talk about it. Like when we get there, I'll say it. I'll talk about the reference, but just know, like, not only do you get a song by itself, you know, like a good song by itself, but it foreshadows you with the whole album because, like you said, the whole album is a book. You know, each song is a chapter, and it just makes perfect sense. Like, and the
Sure
fact
does.
that it does, fuck you.
I don't have much, but it's important what I say. You got it's an excellent hook. This is when he starts doing the no bass until the second chorus shit. Like,
Uh-huh.
like when he's starting to really play with the beat and everything. Like, this is when masterful just his beat work shines on this album. It's insane. It's just great. Like you said, the hook, the DMX, but you got to shout out also to the blunt. Okay, not just DMX, the blunt. Okay, it's DMX with my blunt. I'm like, yeah, that's my shit. And then, and just like the last one, it's also this one's it's more of a musical song. Like, you got to be one. You want to hear some music when you listen to this. This is everything right here. Up and down, like you said, it's a fun hook, but it's still like the matter though.
Yeah, that subject matter makes all the difference. It ties in to, I don't know if you know about the whole significance of dog tags, but you know, if someone's on the field of battle and they die, and you can't take their body, you just rip the dog tags off, and then for better or for worse, that's all. That's that person. You know, that's all that's left of them is those dog tags. That is their body essentially, and everything. So dog tags mean a lot. Like when you play Halo Reach. George, he takes off his dog tags and gives them to Noble. So, you know, if you don't really get the whole meaning of it, if you play Halo Reach, you know how meaningful that was. Like, George doesn't care about his body, but he was like, my dog tags, though, take these with you. Here. Yeah, good song. To me, this was the turning point where I was like, oh, shit, like, I'm going to like this one. That was a turning point for me.
This is when it gets dark. This just everything from here on out.
That's why this dog tags is the sunset, and Weekend Dad is when it's like, yep, sun's out, like it's the moon time to shine. Speaking of Weekend Dad, let's get into it. This song was definitely for all the dudes who not only grew up without they biological father, but for the dudes who are just becoming fathers and having to deal with being on the other side of it. So it ain't no secret, you know, for me growing up, most people have stepdads or, you know, one parent households.
True.
So
I know.
and that's the norm for me. You know, I always assume someone got like a set of step parents from like the generation I grew up with. You know, I don't know. It is more surprising to me when someone's like, "Oh yeah, my OG parents are still together." I'm like, man, what the fuck?
You lucky?
Yeah, you lucky. And he even throws in that verse at the point where I was like, yeah, I dig this song a lot, was when he was like, my stepdad did all that he can, you know, to try and teach him how to be a man, but it just wasn't enough. Like, I felt that. I felt that. Because literally, that's what I went through. You know, I didn't go through the whole getting child molested, but I went through like that. I can't speak from experience from that part. I can't. But with like the whole like, hey, you know, yo OG dad ain't here, but like you had like another dude try and step in and fill that role, but it just didn't feel right. It didn't feel like natural because you already had that role. And you had to like kind of delete that, and you got your mom trying to shape your views of that person as well. You know, it's a complex situation, but he phrases it perfectly. But then he puts himself on the other side of the situation of being the dad that's not there, who can only see his kid, you know, on the weekends, and how much he wants to see his kid. And like he even says it, you know, your mom has you, and like that's the real blessing. Your mom has you for the week. You know, he's like, that's all I want. All this other shit don't really matter. I want to be there for you because I know what it's like to have someone not be there for you. So even though I couldn't give you the whole two-parent household, I always want you to feel like you have two parents. So Weekend That, great song. Absolutely great.
So it's Weekend Dad, like a wounded dad, also.
Yeah.
Double entendre. So it's deep. There's a Steve Nash reference. That verse 3 beat.
Oh yeah, even I'm
and
playing on
tone
this court,
switch.
but I told it like Steve. Oh, that line was fire.
Yeah, I know, man. You need a Steve Nash. What'd you think of that verse 3 though, where the beat switches and everything, and the whole tone, and the bass come in?
Well, to your point, I like it because it it fits the whole story of the song.
Where it's
starting off with
all
the
slow and stuff, and then all of a sudden,
it's all
optimism.
It's all slow and it's sad. Yeah, he tries to bring that. Like I said,
He gets that power
can't
back.
Give his
Whoa.
And by the way, we like you said, Weekend Dad. He's wounded, came back from the war zone. Had to grab the dog tags. He wanted to go AWOL. Like,
damn, you killing it, bro. That's a good fucking point. Nice.
Let's get into another one.
No, I'm not done, faggot.
Oh, you not?
Damn.
Go ahead.
No, you keep talking so much, man. I don't get a chance to tell you the truth.
I'm sorry.
You got the epic. There's an epic rhyme scheme in it where it goes, the system stems from separating seeds. Like when the weed is trash, I tend to CBDs. Bro, I was like, woo, damn.
Not only is that that's for all the 420 boys out there. That shit is. It can't be more true.
Eat your heart out.
It is eat your. Because a big thing, in the black community is, and it's not a coincidence that earlier I said most of my friends growing up had split parents because the system designs it, whether it be to shit like the war on drugs, where not only does the government make fucking crack cocaine and give it to black people, now they're gonna imprison them for it because they can't just say we hate black people, but they can say we hate drugs. Because the system is built to, especially like when it comes, it's built to oppress black people or help minorities in general.
Well,
and the poor.
I was gonna say the modern era it switches. Like if Kanye is only right about like one thing, it's not racism, it's classism. It's the only thing he got right. It switched. It switched at some point in time, just like everything else switches always. Also, don't forget, it's also when the weed is trash, I tend to CBDs, meaning there's not a lot of THC, but you at least still getting that CBD, so it's still helping you a little bit. So that's some like fucking pharmacist like bars in here, like fucking guru, like, hey, here's some wisdom.
Knowing his shit about the plant.
Yeah, like it's like, damn. I was like, because I thought about that too, because I just got some bunk stuff too, like that kind of stuff, and I was like, at least there's some CBD, at least. I hope. That CBD bar, it keeps going, though. There's more to that scheme, too. That was just what I wanted to write down. I don't want to spoil all of it, actually. So there's more to that scheme that I think is really top tier that needs to be listened to. That's why I mentioned that type of shit. And like you said, like there's the dichotomy of during the verses where he's beating himself in his head and he's talking about all that stuff in his head and stuff, but the moment his son shows up, it trumps all of his emotions and thoughts. Like that. It's not like, it's literally the entire point is that the kid does, and it just everything changes because of the kid, and that was his real point. Mm-hmm. And that's how a real that's how a real father should feel. So
Yeah, cause I had this moment today. Where looked at my son and he smiled and I laughed and then he laughed and I was like, bro, there's something special about literally looking at a human and be like, you have not done a single wrong thing in your entire fucking life.
Whoa, that's how you judge him based on what they've done wrong and right?
No, but it's like he's so innocent, like he doesn't care about anything, man. But like that's my fucking dude, though.
What about the animals? They're not the same.
Yeah,
you
like
carried resentment towards them.
The whole thing with the animals, like, yeah, the animals cool, but the animals still shit where they're not supposed to shit. My son ain't shit on the floor yet.
Whoa.
Yep, being the key word.
And fucking the whole thing in my house is like, yo, if any like there was a goon coming through my shit. And his goal was to kill every living thing in the house. Like Axios dies last. Everybody in the house is dying before
this music's
him,
getting
and
to
I'm
you, man.
dying first.
Come on.
You know, like, if you want to do it, you gonna have to kill me first, and I ain't going down easy.
This ain't getting any time short.
I'll,
This is a book club. It's a podcast. There ain't gonna be no videos.
It's a podcast.
Fuck that. It's a podcast. I'm not editing shit. You heard it all. I'll edit some of it to make it more appealing.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Yeah, fuck it. We'll do it semi-live. I'm gonna fuck with it. I'm editing some of it. It has to be the book club. I was right about that.
A parent absence. A parent's absence. You know, let's go ahead and just break that down first. You hear it in the chorus. Where was my mom? Where was my dad? This goes into the weekend dad thing. You know, let's break it down even further. When you split households, you not only do, like, you take away part of, like, the dichotomy of, like, taking the best of both worlds, you know.
Yeah, a stable household.
And the
now
stable
you open
household.
yourself up to more strangers.
Yeah, more strangers, and the whole issue with that is, I mean, exactly, more strangers. Like, your parents aren't there. Because if you only have one parent who's responsible for doing everything, let's just be clear. That one parent they're less focused on making sure the kid's happy, and more so than they are just keeping the kid alive. It goes less from, you know, not to disrespect, like, they are trying to give it the best life, but they can't devote all their time to, like, doing, like, the little things. But it's the little things that matter the most. They do, now the focus goes on to, I don't have two incomes anymore. I literally have to take these extra hours at work. You know, I gotta do more shit like that. And I literally can't be there for my kid. Whenever my mom and my dad split, there was literally a fucking, like, there was just times where my mom just wasn't home, like, or we would barely fucking talk, like, at all, because she had shit to do. She was always tired. So it wasn't about, like, hey, son, are you okay? It was like, hey, I gotta go to work in the morning, make sure you keep getting fed, and make sure, like, you have everything you need to survive as comfortably as possible. But all, like, the little stuff, you don't have that no more. I didn't have, like, the talks. Big thing, I didn't play sports anymore. And sports were a big part of my life before then. So, you know, shit like that.
Back in the good old days.
Yeah.
Yeah, healthy lane.
And by the way, didn't start sports again until I met my stepdad. And that was a big part of my fucking personality. I just love football. You know, I play the shit ton of everything.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What's your take on it?
Got a nasty beat. There is a Citizen Cope penitentiary song reference in it. You gotta check that out. That was interesting. It's got a go hard kind of verses. He rips the beat, by the way. He's fucking murdered bars and flow on this one. But it's insanely dark subject matter though. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, and he talks a lot about when he touched on it in Weekend Dad, like the child molestation. He goes full on into the subject. Like, he dipped a toe in the previous song. Now he jumped in the pool with it. Where he was talking about, you know, not only where he said, like, the statistics, I think it was like 1 in 5 girls, 1 in 20 boys, and he was like, if you think that's a scary statistic, think on it. You know, how many people are around them that are attracted to them like that. You know, so if my son knows 20 adults, you know, chances are one of those adults is a fuckhead, and that puts it on, like, way more perspective, and it's even more horrifying for girls. Like that was where the song got real dark. To me, just because the subject, I think this is the darkest song.
And also the outro, it's a reference to a 2002 N9ne song, which was aimed at the youth. This comes for courtesy of Rap Genius, the reference, but it looks like it's a trustworthy source. Nas's lyric was, save the music, y'all, and that was ×5. It was said over and over again until the end, where the final one was save the music. And so my thing is so 18 years later, ISO switched it back, though, because now it's save the children, and he says that save the children, y'all, and he says that 4 times, and like that's the new emphasis, is saving the children because of the subject matter of this song and the previous song. So some real deep cuts. Like I said, man, there's a deep cut to Tech N9ne. There's a deep cut right here. Kind of some real deep, deep stuff. Fucking power, just like Semi Flash, man. They on to us, Bruce. This shit great, man. It's out, man. Yeah, number 17, Trippy Love. It's for more phenomenal beat work. It's hella vibey, but I don't know where it fits into a rotation. That's all I'll say. The verses are weird. The vibe and beat work, though, they're there. It is truly up to you. If you're high and you just want to zone out, then sure, this is entertaining for you, I guess. Something like that. I don't know. It's on you. There's potential there for whoever the person is that this is for. I'll just say that. But I agree with Bruce. I don't know when I'll listen to it unless I'm just trying to hear some bass. I ain't heard that bass in a while. Let's put that one on. I'm like,
I didn't like Trippy Love at all. Like,
it's vibey, though, bro. If you high and you zone melt with it,
sure.
It's nice.
Sure,
that's about
but
it.
Why put it in more so than I don't think the song fits in this album at all? If you want to put the song in the album, why put it here? You know,
69 point. Like, yeah, he shouldn't have had this one in. Probably should have had Speed of Darkness. Way better. So good point. This could have been the bonus track, or like not bonus track, the pre-order track, to confuse people. Yeah, I don't know. This one's weird.
For me, I was just like, what? Like, this is when like this song made me just say, you know what? Fuck this album for like the rest of the day. I'm gonna go do something else.
It's the only one though. It's the only one on the album that has
it's
no
the only
real
one.
normal. Like, I'm just like, this isn't like, I agree with you. It shouldn't be on the album. Like, sorry, but you made a better song. It's not on the album. That could have been on the album and would have made the album better. Because now you would have had another certified banger on this instead of this weird stuff. But, you know, artistic liberty, I guess, is why he did it. So. I don't know.
I guess.
It's
but,
so weird.
You know,
I don't know.
What was not the song for me. Maybe it's because I never experienced, I guess, Trippy Love or something. Maybe that's
you gotta
the
try
why.
it, bro.
Like, I don't know.
Maybe you put it on.
Type of love I've
You're having
experienced
trippy.
ain't really trippy.
You do 18? You want to go?
Yeah, you can go first. Youth in America.
You got Youth in
I got some
America.
funny.
So to set this up, this is a reference to the word euthanasia, which is the painless killing of a patient suffering from an incurable and painful disease or an irreversible coma. The practice is illegal in most countries. So doing right thing is illegal in most countries, but this is also a metaphor for America, also, and how it's being pacified or something like that. I don't know. I'm freelanding.
Yeah, he literally says
I don't got
it.
that note written down.
There's a line where I can't remember how exactly it goes, but essentially he was like, how am I supposed to, you know, give hope to younger generations and lead them when even I don't have it?
So there's no bass until after the first verse, so once again he goes back to that different beat work where he's showing that he's conscious. He's not just making half-ass beats there. Every single thing is meticulously selected, which is what you want to see for someone that's making an album. Great beat diversity in it. Title says it all. But I have hope that on an optimistic view that Socrates had, that we can save the youth from the previous generation's failure and brainwashing. And so, you know, for his stance, like you said, like his question, like, how can he do it? That's where I like to interject myself, you know, but, you know, that's...
I mean, but that's the whole point of the whole song. He was like, if he can't fix the issue or he can't even see a way to fix it, how corrupt our system is.
With the Socrates principle that anybody can be saved because it was just what they've learned.
I mean, maybe that's the whole point. Is like they can't be saved, and that's why you gotta euthanize them.
Tyrant Coleman.
Tyrant Coleman, don't let me get in power.
So this is Jealous number 19 with Mackenzie O'Gwen. That was what her name was back on KOD, so I'm gonna stick with it. She changed it to Mackenzie Nicole, so fuck that. That's the daughter of the label owner, by the way. So that's why if this song feels slightly out of place, I don't know. We'll get to that point also.
I don't think it feels out at all.
Defending it.
Because when you get into the whole AWOL, where you know he felt like his feelings left him, and then jealousy is about.
No, not
the
the
only thing
song.
he's jealous
her,
of is that
her
other people are. Huh?
Huh? Her on the song is like a thrown in, like, hey, my daddy owns the label, put me on the fucking song, like, which is something that Corey would probably say too, and we've said because that song she did with Seth's Crew was kind of weird. I mean, it's like every album's got to have her on it now. It's weird. Cause so here's my review of her. What the hell she said in lyric matter. Other like the first two bars, like cool, words. But no, sorry, that sounds pretentious, but I stand by it. But it was really that it's you could skip her. You can skip O'Gwen minus the second hook with which has her on it when she comes in and do the hook. What I do like that, song wise and everything. I will say that
they harmonize well.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said like her verse is trash, but her with him on the hook was fire. I'm honest. Like I said, this is why I say at least I'm honest. Like I'm telling, like she's trash, but that hook, she was fire on it.
I like how harken back to the foreshadowing thing. He has gluttony and greed, and now he has jealousy and envy in a song, and it's not a skit. It's a 7 deadly sin type shit going on.
Whoa.
Cause and the funny part is, he's like, I'm not jealous of other people's wealth, like their possessions. I'm jealous of their of the state of their minds. Like I wish I could have that peace of mind. Like that's what I want. That's the shit that he's jealous of, and I thought that was really really clever. I like that part.
So like you just said though, the hook and the theme of the song, they cut to another level with me, and I really felt that. So that was the sad thing about it though. But yeah, this one and Manic were like the ones where like it just so happens that this man's specialty musically is something that I went through also. So it's just one of those ones. So it's one of the ones I know all too well, and I wish I didn't know what they were like. It'd be more fun like that. So just like the song says, basically. So Joe, okay, so I got for his first verse, he's got a rhyme scheme with 3 bars. I don't know if you paid attention to him because you were sleeping, but it goes. He went transparent, opaque, but we're both so blue. Look to space, lost within it seems oh so gloom. Both dark a star, where I goes, no moon. He fucking obliterates it, man. I was like some fucking zero shit. It was insane. He's fucking got fucking colors in the first bar. In the second one, he's talking about space, but he's still lost within. You look to space, but you're lost within. Like it's fucking insane. Then so it seems oh so gloom, and then you got both dark for a star where it goes no moon. I mean, it's just fucking wow. And I stand by it. There's like I said, there's a couple lyrics on the album. This is what I really listen to music for. This is what a lot of those hip hop heads listen for. Like, there's a couple on this album where I'm just like, damn, he really just wow. They don't do that no more. Nobody does this. Nobody goes this fucking, like I said, just so poetically does it nowadays. But he did it, and it's impressive. I love it.
He did it justice.
Did the art form justice. Thank him, man. Thanks, man. Thank ISO, man. Shout out. And then the second verse, there's a Jellysicle reference with E40 and Tech9, so little throwback Tech9 reference, always fucking nice. I appreciate that.
Go ahead, because I'm gonna go in on the next.
You got high tier bars, like the lyrics he chose to use are just really high tier, and that video game chunk. Woo! Did you hear that part when he was naming games and shit? That was nice.
Yes.
Appreciate that. Yeah, a little nerd rap.
Point for the gamers. ISO's a gamer. Maybe we'll run into him on Siege one day.
Celebrity guest. And
the real ISO.
And there's an MRE reference. I just was like, oh, I hear MREs and I just think of Bruce. So that's all I got for that song. Just high tier.
MREs ain't that bad. Well, if you have to eat an MRE, you're in a bad situation. But MREs themselves aren't bad. It's what it means when you're eating an MRE. You're in the shit.
I got one more lyric. It goes, I get the feeling that if I die, it'll literally stop time. Man.
Oh, yeah.
Are you ready for this?
All right.
Last one?
Oh, yeah.
Are you going to skit? Thank you.
Fuck the thank you skit real quick. We gotta talk about, to me, the best song on the track. This is Aaron has his manic. I have folded flags. So folded flags is one of those songs like every time I listen to it, I choke up a little bit, and I gotta get control of my fucking self so I don't cry. Cause as the song goes on, it starts off with the shots being fired and everything. The main chorus is so many fighting for this country, but when they die, all they send home's a folded flag. You know, this song would have sent me if he just outright named military industrial complex
Whoa.
and fucking Patriot Act and the government just sending people to die. What this song brings to light to me is that yes, to me and to most people, I would say veterans and service members are people. But to people in the government, they are numbers and they are property. And sure, when you die, yes, your family gets like $400,000 of life insurance. You know, cool, whatever. Ask anybody who's had their significant other, their mom, their dad die in the service. Fuck the 400K. We'll rather have the person. You know, you see it in the fucking movies all the fucking time. Whenever a service member dies, yes, they send them the folded flag, and they have some dude in like they dress uniform, and they read them this fucking copy paste paper. If you don't believe that's copy paste, just look at fucking Saving Private Ryan. There's literally a bunch of people writing the fucking letters, and they're all the same, and the mom gets 4 fucking letters, and they all read the same shit, just with different names cut into it. So if that don't tell you that the government really don't care, you know, about it, then I don't know what to tell you. Because it is just so powerful. Because I've had my step granddad, he died, and yes, he not in the service, he was retired. He served like his full 20 years, and all they got was the flag. And
Damn.
whenever I was at his funeral, you know, like they did like the whole 21 gun salute and everything. Whenever I was at his funeral, it gave me that sense of all this military shit wasn't worth it. Like, if that man, the casket, was able to get up and talk right now, he would say, fuck all of this, like, fuck 21 gun salute, fuck the flag. He's like, all I care about is my family. Because that's just the kind of dude he was. The veterans will tell you, like, the weight of the flag is different from when you serve, which is true. You know, even though we don't fight for the right things, what you sacrifice to what you want to fight for the right things and for like the defense of freedom and all this and that, it is a heavy burden. But when you die, the government doesn't care. They're like, hey, here's a flag that we fucking copy paste and fold into a fucking triangle for you. And the lines that really hit with me different were people in the hood be carrying military issues, people in the hood, you know, always having guns and everything. Like, yes, that's like the face value, but underneath that is like most people that join the military are from low income houses, you know, people in the hood. They got the military issues. Why do you want to join the military? Because I couldn't do X, Y, Z because of the situation I was in. I want to get out of a bad situation. I needed money to go to college because I want a big aerospace for myself. Military issues. And then he says PTSD. We got military issues.
Mm-hmm. Nailed it. It's a good one.
It's a great one. And it's like, yeah, it's a big issue, especially when they got PTSD for fighting in the fucking graveyard of empires. And like, that sucks. I had my stepdad, who also served. That dude, one time he cried while getting drunk. It's probably the reason why he's not allowed to drink anymore, according to my mom. Because he was talking about like killing kids in Iraq and shit. Like, it just weighed heavy on him.
Jesus.
Yeah, it is a Jesus Christ. So it's like, shit's fucked. That's why this song makes you choke up. And the other best bar from this song was this is where dog tags come in, where he's like, DMX, where my dog's at. And the song's on dog tags, but in folded flags, he's like, I'm carrying so many dog tags, people say I got a cemetery with me. And that goes back where I said, when you have the dog tags, you have essentially their body. You carry the weight of all of them. I think the reason why it makes me choke up is because whenever he's going through the song, I get the visual of a soldier who's like the last of his company, and he made it his mission to personally deliver all the flags, you know, to the families. And as he's doing, he realizes like none of this shit really mattered. Hell, there was an interview a while ago where they had like a soldier who fought in like World War II, and a soldier who's fighting buckfuck Sandyland, and the guy who fought in World War II was like, oh yeah, when the war was
Oh,
over,
yeah.
I still hated the Germans. I still hated them with a passion. Like, I
N9ne.
couldn't. Yeah, he couldn't get over it. Like, he just hated them that much. But the
Oh.
dude who fought in Sandyland, he was
Simple as
like,
fuck.
I don't hate my enemies. He's like, I don't care about them. He's like, I got out because they were defending what little they had left in their country, and we were just taking it. He's like, I couldn't handle that anymore. So he's like, I don't hate my enemies. If anything, I got respect for the dudes who would go to such lengths to blow themselves up just to say fuck you. Yeah, Folded Flags, my favorite song, makes me choke up. Fucking great message.
You got, what is it, Itacus? Atticus Rex? Viticus?
Yep.
Yeah. It's Suicide Backwards. And it came out, vid came out on 9/9/19, or whatever that was word. That's on you. There's a Vincent Van Gogh ear reference. You got the because there's like, what is it, singing, or there's bridges or whatever going on at the start of the song. And then, but you get a big verse by him in the middle. So you get that patented ISO verse with dark bass beat, with bars flow, singing, harmonizing, all for an elite cause. Just something about, like, the whole song about it, it's not that you want to kill yourself, it's just you want to kill a part of you. And I had something similar happen to me about that, but that's for another time. So we'll go
I don't want to talk about the time I was.
But I
suicidal.
definitely
No, thank you.
I had something similar happen, but it was more like an ego death type of thing. But when he comes in at the 2:33 mark on the final part of the verse, it goes a song for the misfits. Light a blunt, get a bong, take a quick hit. If you got your alcohol, take a quick sip. We don't want to be gone from existence, just erasing a part that is within. Kamikaze in a part, maybe with it. I don't know, just a thought that I sit with. Suicide, nah, call it Oedipus, because I never wanted to. So, but that's the point, is the people coping with it, and something to collect around, how to collect around smoking or drinking. I thought that was something that I definitely connect with there. It was nice.
The coping mechanisms behind all the shit.
Yeah.
That last half of the album, man, it's like my coffee. It's dark and delicious. I love it.
I like coffee and black.
Or it's like my liquor, dark and delicious. I'll say that.
Sure, I know. For you keeping track at home, the videos you got World War Me, Bruce, GI ISO, Taliban's, and Etiquette. You watched all four of those? Because that ending to Etiquette is pretty good. You gotta see it, man. It adds to the metaphor where it's like there's all that going on, and then I gotta go back to regular day anyways. I'm doing shit. Like, I don't have time to deal with this. That's the other thing too. Hey, this is the part of the show where we get a quote from somebody, and we got it from Corey Dusty, aka Via's Hero, aka Old Little Poe, and he said the emphasis in my quotes.
More like Little Poe's is new Corey. I miss Corey the dude.
Where'd he go? He said to emphasize the deep lyrics, and he stressed the worriedness that Strange will make him go whack, just like they did with JL. But JL's first album on Strange was doo-doo, and ISO's was insanely excellent. So I disagree with him. So I think there's no need to be negative. So that was Corey's take on it. Oh, and Aaron, I got some more bonus material. You ready for this shit, or you got something you want to say?
Hit me with it.
The war with himself is said so many times throughout this album to emphasize it. The album theme, you got war, like we said, is inner conflict. It's dark. It's about spitting bars. It's got deep subject matter, but it's also got bangers. And he talks about mental health. Production, I believe it was all ISO, and then there's some guitars in from somebody else. I say it's amazing. It's truly displays how an artist can make the beats and do the lyrics and just create an entire song's atmosphere. And the hard-hitting bass is just hard-hitting. Oh, and then I also said Kenny should go test the bass, for confirmation on the bass. But what are you
gonna make Kenny cause like a fucking Category 2 earthquake in his neighborhood, dude?
Marshawn Lynch. Oh shit.
Okay, we're gonna try and float a hoodie. I got one hoodie over there, one shirt over here. We'll see how it goes. Well, apparently that works.
What are your thoughts on the album themes and productions, though, on those two fronts? You agree?
The album
Anything-
themes, you know, except for Trippy Love, it's very coherent and
Yeah, but the Trippy Love is
And
you could look at it as him trying to get away from all his issues. So he's tripping off his mind and only loving because he's just blocking everything out. That's what they did in the Vietnam era, right? Didn't they do that shit? Get high on drugs, fuck Vietnam chicks because they're just like fuck everything else
Yeah.
going on. This is insane.
pretty much.
Didn't they do that shit? Then when they came back as the hippie movement, everybody's like, fuck it, let's just tweak and have love because fuck the world, this shit sucks. So, you
Pretty
know,
much. And then next one's like, I'm not a crook, as he proceeds
to be a crook.
to be a crook.
We got album theme, production, lyrics. I put he's an elite MC. He is spitting. He's going deep. He's throwing references that I respect. Meaning, you know, like I said, there's a Karl Marx. There's some deep cuts, Israel, Palestine. There's just some super shit in this one. So I stand by like I talked to Corey about it. Like top tier. Who's top tier? I stand by that. I definitely think ISO's in the top tier. I think he could hold his own with Locksmith. I think he could hold his own with. We see him hold his own with Tack. We've seen him like. I think the dude's in the top tier because I think his lyric game is super underrated. And like I said on that one song, when he tries, he can be more poetic than any of these do. I mean, he can be up there with A$AP Rock and shit. Like he could fucking spit some of that shit, bro. What if he did A$AP Rock feature? On the production value, though, I just feel like ISO just does some shit with these beats that, like, are mad underrated. I don't know. That's just me. But
Yeah, because, man, fucking...
I'm just saying, they're crazy good.
I wouldn't even say he's underrated, because, you know, it's been a while since I've listened to an entire album where, like I said earlier, where every book's is a chapter and the whole album's is a story. I mean, it's what you said, or like, it's just good. It's all coherent. All the songs play off each other.
In the flow department, I say it's ISO. He can do it all. Sing, chop, harmonize. Like I said before, whatever. It's just he can rap normal. Like you know, like I say, he's top tier. He can do it all at this point. He showed it on the songs where he sung, and he's seen it. And then we got length, so it's 22 songs, but if you take out the skits, it's 19 songs, but you can add the Speed of Darkness, but then you'd have to get rid of Trippy Love, just because it doesn't really count as a song you want to listen to, most likely. But there's also, it's mostly 2 verse songs, but you still have mostly at least 4-minute songs with heavy as fuck bass. So, you know, with good hooks, never a bad hook really, right? Was there any hook you was like, this one I gotta skip it? I don't think so.
No, I never ran into that moment.
Like I said, Trippy Love's kind of better when the hook is going on than the verses. I like to think. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure that was one of the takeaways.
Oh,
Like-
I just don't like Trippy Love at all.
I just like I said though, this is a meaty album though. This isn't a half-ass, short-ass, lazy-ass,
Yeah.
you did 10, 11 song-ass. Like I said, 19, but really 20. So 19 and a half. And he's literally like he's emptying the tank. Like he's not, like I said, this is like where, like I say, the difference between, you know, an average dude and just the top tier dudes is they're coming up with the absolute best shit they could do to push the fucking genre and themselves and everything. Like that Training for Battle song must have been so fun for him to make, dude. I'm not joking. If he really liked that sound and everything, he must have been cheesing the whole time. Like, think about that. In the Taliban's way, you know
Walking to
he
the
was like,
gym with my
fuck, I'm about to
guns
make
out,
this.
flexing on them.
That's why it's like interesting when he's spitting on what is it? Is it Youth in America? Is the one where he go hard? Which one was it? A Pair in Absence?
Shit,
Oh, it was A
Pink
Pair in
Floyd go
Absence
hard
was
on
the
a lot
one where
of
he
them.
went hard as fuck on. Where it was like he had to do the thing that I can't remember. He had to do the Ritz thing and shit, where you do a deep song, but you do it where you going hard as fuck on it. I like that trend, by the way.
Where was my dad?
And that's it, I believe. So, any final things?
Cut paste.
I think that's it. I'll end it there.
Alright, well,
But
alright, I'm about to end the stream. You got anything?
yep.
Say peace out.
Mark Sync. End of the video.